If you have been trying to lose body fat but nothing seems to work no matter how hard you diet, exercise, or starve yourself, then this video might completely change the way you think about fat loss forever. Because what if I told you that the real reason you are not losing fat is not because you are lazy, not because you lack discipline, and not because you are eating too much food, but because your body is hormonally programmed to store fat instead of burning it? And until you fix that, every calorie deficit diet you try will keep failing. Today I'm going to show you exactly why your body stores fat, the dangerous types of fat you need to know about, why fat loss is critical for your health, why most meal plans fail, how insulin controls fat storage, the truth about real food versus ultra-processed food, the biggest fat loss myths you've been told, and finally, I'll give you a realistic one-day fat loss meal plan you can actually follow. By the end of this video, you will understand fat loss in a completely new way. Let's start with the truth. Many people don't want to hear. Your body does not store fat because it hates you. Your body stores fat as a survival mechanism. Fat is your body's long-term energy storage. Whenever you eat food and your body senses that energy is coming in, but it does not need to use it immediately, it stores that excess energy as body fat for future use. The problem today is that our bodies are constantly being told to store, store, store. Because of the kind of foods we eat and what those foods do to our hormones, especially insulin. Now let's talk about the types of body fat, because not all fat is the same. The fat that sits just under your skin is called subcutaneous fat. This is the fat you can pinch in your arms, thighs, hips, and belly. Then there is a much more dangerous fat called visceral fat. This is the fat that wraps around your vital organs like your liver, pancreas, heart, and intestines. This type of fat is extremely dangerous because it interferes directly with how these organs function. For example, when fat accumulates in the liver, it leads to fatty liver disease, which can later progress to liver inflammation, liver failure, and even liver cancer. Fat around the pancreas disrupts insulin production. Fat around the heart increases your risk of heart disease and stroke. This is why someone can look not too fat on the outside, but still be very sick on the inside. This brings us to why losing excess fat is so important. When you carry too much fat in your body, especially visceral fat, your body is not functioning optimally. Your hormones become imbalanced. Your cells become resistant to insulin. Your energy drops. Your brain becomes foggy. Your digestion becomes poor. Your sleep becomes disturbed. And your risk of diseases like type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, fatty liver, heart disease, hormonal disorders, infertility, and even some cancers increases dramatically. So fat loss is not just about looking good in the mirror. It is about restoring proper function inside your body. Now here is where many people go wrong. Most people believe that the only way to lose fat is by eating less food and cutting calories aggressively. They jump into extreme calorie deficit meal plans. They starve themselves. They skip meals randomly. They eat tiny portions of nutrient-poor foods. Yes, they may lose weight initially, but what they don't realize is that most of what they are losing is water and muscle, not fat. At the same time, their body becomes more stressed, their metabolism slows down, their hormones become worse, their cravings increase, and the moment they return to normal eating, all the weight comes back, often more than before. And another major problem with calorie deficit meal plans is that they often lack micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, enzymes, and antioxidants that your body needs to function properly. You may be eating fewer calories, but you are also starving your cells of vital nutrients. The real key to fat loss is not just calories. The real key is hormone control, especially insulin. Insulin is the main fat storage hormone in your body. Every time you eat, your blood sugar rises. In response, your pancreas releases insulin. The job of insulin is to move sugar from your blood into your cells to be used for energy or stored for later. When insulin is high, your body is in storage mode. When insulin is low, your body is in fat-burning mode. You cannot burn fat efficiently when insulin is constantly high. So if you are eating foods that repeatedly spike your insulin all day long, your body will remain in fat storage mode, no matter how low your calories are. This is why understanding macronutrients and micronutrients is so important. Macronutrients are the nutrients your body needs in large amounts: carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Micronutrients are vitamins and minerals like magnesium, zinc, iron, vitamin A, vitamin D, B-complex vitamins, and many others. Real, natural foods contain both macronutrients and micronutrients. Ultra-processed foods, on the other hand, are loaded with empty calories, artificial chemicals, industrial seed oils, additives, colorings, preservatives, and lab-manufactured substances, but they are almost completely devoid of essential micronutrients. Let me make this very clear. Just because something is labeled high protein, low fat, or low sugar does not automatically make it real food. For example, many so-called protein bars are not food at all. They are lab-engineered products made from processed protein isolates, artificial sweeteners, emulsifiers, and chemical flavorings. Your body does not recognize these substances the same way it recognizes real food. Many of these compounds are difficult for your digestive system to break down properly and cannot be efficiently utilized by your cells. They may look healthy on the front of the package, but metabolically they behave very differently inside your body. This is why reading the ingredient list at the back of the product is far more important than believing the marketing on the front. If the ingredient list looks like a chemistry experiment, your body is going to struggle with it. Real food is simple. Real food has one ingredient or very few natural ingredients: meat, eggs, fish, vegetables, healthy fats, nuts, seeds, and some fruits. These foods provide your body with both the energy it needs and the micronutrients that support every chemical reaction inside your cells. Ultra-processed foods provide energy without nourishment, and that combination is what drives hormonal imbalance, insulin resistance, gut damage, and fat storage. Now let's talk about insulin control and fat loss. If you want to lose fat, you must train your body to use energy instead of constantly storing it. That means you need to eat foods that cause a slow, controlled rise in blood sugar, not sharp spikes. Protein, healthy fats, and fiber-rich vegetables are excellent for this. Refined carbohydrates, sugar, sweet drinks, pastries, white bread, and ultra-processed snacks spike insulin rapidly and repeatedly. Over time, this leads to a condition called hyperinsulinemia, which means chronically elevated insulin levels in the blood. When insulin remains high all the time, your fat cells stay locked in storage mode. Your body becomes resistant to insulin, your pancreas works overtime, your metabolism becomes dysfunctional, and fat loss becomes extremely difficult. Hyperinsulinemia is strongly linked to many modern diseases including type 2 diabetes, fatty liver, polycystic ovarian syndrome, obesity, and even Alzheimer's disease. And it is not only damaging your metabolism, it is also closely related to poor gut health. Ultra-processed foods, refined sugars, and artificial additives disrupt the balance of beneficial bacteria in your gut. A damaged gut leads to inflammation, poor nutrient absorption, immune dysfunction, hormonal imbalance, and increased fat storage. In other words, a sick gut makes fat loss almost impossible. Now let's talk about fruits, because this is one of the most misunderstood areas in nutrition. Fruits contain natural sugar, but that sugar comes in two forms: glucose and fructose. Glucose can be used by almost every cell in your body for energy. Fructose, however, is processed mainly in the liver. When you consume large amounts of fructose regularly, especially from fruit juices, sweet fruits, and processed foods with added fructose or high fructose syrup, your liver becomes overloaded. Excess fructose is rapidly converted into fat in the liver, contributing to fatty liver disease, insulin resistance, and increased abdominal fat. This does not mean that all fruits are evil. It means you must choose fruits wisely and consume them in moderation. Low fructose fruits like berries are a much better option because they are rich in antioxidants and fiber while being low in sugar. Avocados are another excellent choice because they are very low in sugar and high in healthy fats that actually support fat burning. Now let's destroy some of the biggest fat loss myths that continue to confuse millions of people. Myth number 1: eating fat makes you fat. This is completely false. Healthy dietary fat does not automatically turn into body fat. Fat only becomes body fat when it is eaten together with foods that cause large insulin spikes. When insulin is kept low and stable, dietary fat is used for energy and hormonal production, not stored as excess body fat. In fact, healthy fats are essential for brain health, hormone balance, nutrient absorption, and long-term satiety. Myth number 2, cholesterol in eggs is bad for you. This myth has been scientifically debunked. For most people, dietary cholesterol does not significantly raise blood cholesterol. Your body produces most of its own cholesterol because cholesterol is essential for making hormones, vitamin D, and cell membranes. Eggs are one of the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet, containing high-quality protein, healthy fats, choline for the brain, and important vitamins and minerals. Myth number 3, eating a lot of fruits will help you lose fat faster. The truth is that excessive fruit intake, especially sweet fruits and fruit juices, can slow down fat loss because of fructose overload. Again, berries are a much better choice than very sweet fruits when your goal is fat loss. Myth number 4, you must rely only on cardio to lose weight. Cardio can help burn calories, but it does not fix hormonal dysfunction. If your insulin is constantly high, hours of cardio will not liberate stored fat efficiently. In fact, excessive cardio can raise stress hormones like cortisol, which can actually increase fat storage, especially around the belly. Resistance training and proper nutrition are far more powerful for sustainable fat loss. Now let's talk about how to structure your eating for fat loss using insulin control. When you wake up in the morning, your body naturally releases hormones like cortisol and glucagon that mobilize stored energy to help you function. This means your body is already in a fat-burning and energy-releasing state after waking. If you immediately eat a heavy, high-carbohydrate breakfast, you abruptly spike insulin and push your body back into storage mode. This is why delaying your first meal until around midday can be very beneficial for fat loss. This approach allows your body to continue using stored fat for energy for several hours after waking. Your first meal can be around noon, and your last meal between 7 and 8 p.m., creating a natural eating window that supports fat loss while still allowing you to eat satisfying meals. Now let me give you an example of what to eat and a one-day fat loss meal plan based on real food and insulin control. For your first meal at around noon, you can have a plate of eggs cooked in healthy fats with sautéed vegetables like spinach, onions, tomatoes, and mushrooms. You can add half an avocado on the side for healthy fats. You may include a small portion of berries if you wish. This meal provides high-quality protein, healthy fat, fiber, and micronutrients while keeping insulin stable. In the afternoon, if you need a snack, you can have a handful of nuts, a piece of cheese, plain Greek yogurt with some berries, or even leftover protein from your earlier meal. Avoid biscuits, sweetened drinks, and processed snacks. For dinner between 7 and 8 p.m., you can have grilled chicken, fish, or beef with a large portion of non-starchy vegetables such as cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, zucchini, or leafy greens. Add healthy fats like olive oil, butter, or avocado oil. If you tolerate carbohydrates well, a small portion of whole food carbohydrates like sweet potatoes or legumes can be included, but they should not dominate the plate. Drink water throughout the day. Avoid sweetened beverages, fruit juices, and excessive alcohol. Keep your meals based on real food, not packages. So in conclusion, fat loss is not about punishing yourself with starvation, endless cardio, and miserable dieting. Fat loss is about understanding how your body works. Your body stores fat mainly under the influence of insulin. If insulin stays high, fat stays stored. If insulin is controlled, fat can finally be released and used for energy. To lose fat, you must focus on real food, not marketing labels. You must prioritize both macronutrients and micronutrients. You must avoid ultra-processed foods that damage your gut, disrupt your hormones, and confuse your metabolism. You must choose fruits wisely, limit fructose overload, and rely on nutrient-dense whole foods. You must stop fearing healthy fats and stop believing outdated myths about cholesterol and fat. And most importantly, you must shift your body from a constant storage state into an energy use and fat-burning state. If you want real, sustainable fat loss, control insulin and eat real food. That is the foundation. Everything else builds on that. If this video helped you understand fat loss in a new way, please like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to the channel for more science-based health content. Also, leave a comment below and tell me what you learned today or what topic you would like me to cover next. Your support helps this channel grow and reach more people who are struggling with their health. Thank you so much for watching.